Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today on our deep stretch. While I get music going, just let me know if it's too loud, not loud enough. This is Jackie. I'm excited that you're here today. Feel free to find your place, find your space. If you're using a yoga mat, get that on the floor. If you're not, totally okay. We're just going to start walking the length of our mat, just slowly kind of warming up the body. Connecting with that inhale and exhale, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, always a focus in our deep stretches. So find what's going to work for you today. Always check in with your body. And if you need to slow things down, take a stretch out, lighten a movement, totally fine. And when you are ready, we are going to park our feet wherever they feel comfortable. My feet are at shoulder width apart distance, toes pointed forward, hands are just resting down by the sides of the body. On an inhale, I'm going to bring those hands up towards the sky, nice and big, making a print letter X with my body. Exhale, just dropping the arms back down to the sides of the body. And repeat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms down. Inhale. And exhale. Another one, inhale. Exhale. And if I go too fast, feel free to find your own pace, or if you want to continue sticking with the same pace that we have, works for me. This next inhale, reach those arms up towards the sky. Exhale, forward fold to bring the hands down the legs, down to the feet, the floor. Inhale, as you stand nice and tall, reach those arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. One more together, inhale. And exhale. Finding a good standing position for you. If you need something nearby for balance, feel free to grab something. If not, no worries. I'm going to use the wall behind me for some stability and some support. I'm going to hover that right foot out in front just a little bit. And I'm going to start doing clockwise ankle circles. Take this at your pace. You control not only the speed, but also the angle that you want. If you want to do a big circle, if you want to keep that circle nice and small. Just standing nice and tall, working on that right ankle circle. And when you're ready, changing the direction, going counterclockwise now.
Why is it harder to go counterclockwise?
I know, it's kind of crazy, right? The range of motion, one side, one direction versus the other. And when you feel good, feel free to bring that right foot flat to the floor. We're going to switch legs now. So find your balance if you are using any support. Bring that left leg, hover it over the floor, out in front of the body. Once you're ready, we're going to start counterclockwise on this left foot. Again, you choose the speed. You choose the range of how small or how wide you want your circle to be. And when you're ready, we're going to go clockwise now on this left ankle. Still Still tuning in with the breath. Inhale nose, exhale mouth. And when you're ready, left foot can come back to the floor. If you moved off your mat, feel free to make your way back onto your mat. We are going to move into some wrist circles. So arms can just rest down by the sides of the body. Make sure you're standing nice and tall. Go ahead and start moving both wrists in any direction that suits you and that feels comfortable. And if you'd like, you can start dropping one ear down to that side, bring that head back to a neutral spot, drop the head down to the other side. So right ear, right shoulder, left ear, left shoulder, and repeat if you'd like. And when you're ready, we're going to change the direction of those wrist circles. And in addition, if you want to tuck the chin to chest, and then bring that forehead to the sky, and just repeat those if that feels good for you. Head can come to a neutral spot. Arms and wrists can take a moment, take a pause. When you're ready, left hand goes on left hip. Right arm reaches up towards the sky. Have those fingertips point towards the sky. Palm can face towards that wall in front. Standing nice and tall, we're just gonna lean to the left. So full stretch on that right side of the body. Keep that chest straight forward. We're not gonna rotate, turn the left. We're just leaning to the left. And then come back center, drop that right hand down, bring that right hand to hip. Left hand goes up toward the sky and lean to the right. Stretching out that left side of the body. And again, take this at your pace. Rotate between the two, bring that torso upright, switch the hands. Maybe tune in the breath with standing nice and tall and leaning. Do one more for both sides. When you're ready, standing nice and tall, feet can get planted wherever they feel comfortable. We're just gonna focus on some shoulder rolls. So start by bringing both shoulders up towards the ears, push the shoulders to the wall behind you, down towards the floor, wall in front, and repeat. Feeling that chest rise when the shoulders are back. Feeling the chest cave when the shoulders are in front. Just tuning in with the body a little bit more. And when you're ready, changing the direction. So backward to forward now. And our last movement, widen your stance a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. We're gonna keep our arms in line at the shoulder height. So arms get extended in that T-shaped position. Palms can face the floor, fingertips are pointing towards either side. And all we're gonna do is twist the torso to the left wall. Keep those hands in line with the shoulders. When you twist, you'll kind of make a print letter L shape. And then come back to center, back to that T shape, and then twist to the right. So take this nice and slow. Find your good inhales and exhales. Moving our spine a little bit, getting that thoracic part warmed up. You can always pivot on that back leg if that feels comfortable. And in 3, 2, 1, drop the arms down towards the sides of the body. If you need to roll or shake anything out, let me know. We are going to get into our first flow. Our first flow is focused on standing. I am going to grab a quick sip of water, so if you need to do so as well, now would be a good time. All right, to start, we're going to focus on our quads. So if you need something nearby for balance, feel free to use it. We're going to start with our right leg. So standing nice and tall, toes pointed forward. We're going to bend that right knee and kick that right heel towards that right glute. So you have your right knee pointing down towards the floor and your left leg is straight, left foot flat to the floor. Your right hand can grab the top of the right toes, the top of the right foot. Gently kind of have that arm be a guide, be a support to just let that leg feel heavy, let it feel like gravity's taking it down. I don't want you to focus on keeping that heel to the glute because our focus is stretching that front part of the quad here. And when you're ready, hand can release off the foot, off the toes. Right foot comes flat to the floor. Gonna switch over to the other side. Bring that left heel towards that left glute. Left hand gently gives some support to the left toes or the left foot. Left knee is pointing down towards the floor now, stretching out that front side of the thigh. And when you're ready, left hand can release off the right hand. We're gonna go back to that right leg, but this time we're gonna stretch our hamstrings. So bring that right foot out in front, drop that right heel down towards the floor. Right heel down towards the floor, right toes pointing towards the sky. And when you're ready, we're gonna hinge at the hips and bring both hands down that right leg. Left knee can have a slight bend in it as you come down, totally fine. We just wanna keep that right leg straight. Keeping it straight really emphasizes stretching the calf, the back of the knee, and the hamstrings. You can also keep that right foot flat to the floor if that feels comfortable. And when you're ready, bring that torso back upright. Then step that right foot back on in. Switching sides, left foot can take a step forward. You can have that left heel to the floor, left toes to the sky, or you can have that left foot fully planted. When you're ready, hinging at the hips, bringing the hands down that left leg. Right knee can slightly bend. Left leg is nice and straight. And when you're ready, bring that torso nice and tall. Then step that left leg back on in. We are gonna get into part of our chair pose. So find what's gonna work for you. I have my feet at shoulder width apart, toes pointed forward. That could be your first option. Second option, you can bring your feet together so the insides are touching. And when you're ready, we're gonna bend the knees, pretending like we are sitting back in a chair. Glute comes down a little bit. I have my hands in a prayer position, And I'm gonna twist the torso to the right and really focus on driving that left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Just taking some breaths. When you're ready, stand nice and tall. Bring that torso back to center. Give yourself a moment in transition. And as we switch sides, go ahead and start bending the knees, pretending we are sitting back in that chair. This time, torso twists to the left, and focus is driving that right elbow on the outside of that left thigh. And when you're ready, standing nice and tall, torso comes back to center. We are going to do our standing figure four. So again, something nearby for balance. If you're using something, we're going to focus on the right leg first. So left leg stays exactly where it's at. If you want, start by bringing that right knee in towards the chest. And with your hands, you can help guide the outside of that right shin to rest above that left knee. And when you're ready, you can start bending that left knee to give that right leg support. Again, finding a spot that suits you.
It's not that much. Thank you.
And when you're ready, standing nice and tall, remove that right leg off that left leg, switching sides. Right foot flat to the floor, left knee bent on in towards the chest. You can use a hand to help rotate that hip, bring the outside of that left ankle to rest above the right knee. Bending that right knee, finding good support, good balance here. And ready, standing nice and tall, remove that left leg off that right leg. Returning to your mat if you stepped away. Next stretch we have is arm across the chest, so feet can get planted wherever they feel comfortable. Right arm reaches across the chest towards the left wall. Left hand can grab that right forearm or that right tricep, whatever feels comfortable, and gently just bring that right arm close to the chest. Strengthen some shoulder. And when you're ready, left hand can release off that right arm comes back to the sides of the body, wiggle or shake it out if needed. Switching sides now, left arm reaches across the chest towards the right wall. Right hand grabs forearm or tricep. Gently pull closer towards the body. When you're ready, release that hand off that forearm or tricep. Arms come down to the sides of the body, wiggle them out. Next stretch we have, we're gonna put our hands behind our tailbone. Option, you can interlace your fingers. You can have one hand hold one wrist, whatever feels comfortable. I have my fingers interlaced. And to start, I'm gonna bring my arms straight up. They're angled, pointing towards the wall behind me. I have my chest nice and proud. I do have my palms facing my body. If you do want to rotate your palms away from your body, totally fine. Adding that rotation will get some more movement in the shoulder and in the forearms. So choose your adventure. I'm just gonna tune in with the breath. And if you want, you can always bring the hands back to rest on the glutes and then straighten them back out, cover them, and repeat. If you want to add some movement, if you want to hold that stretch, totally fine. When you're ready, bring the hands down towards the sides of the body. Release them if they were holding hands or holding wrists. We are going to move into a wide-legged forward fold. So extend your stance wider than shoulder width apart. You can have your toes pointed forward. You can have your toes slightly angled towards the corresponding side. Once you're nice and tall, all we're going to do is reach down towards the floor, towards the thighs, the knees, the shins, whatever distance suits you. You can have your hands reach down out in front of you, or you can have your hands kind of reach down on the legs, whatever feels better. Now we're just going to hang out here for a second. If you feel too much pressure, I'd suggest just leaning that torso a little bit more upright. The deeper you have your torso down towards the floor, the deeper stretch you'll feel in the hamstrings and the back of the legs. If you like staying in this position, you can just gently push the left hip out towards the left and right hip out towards the right. Kind of just lightly wiggling side to side, getting some additional movement in the hips, in the groin. And when you're ready, bring that torso nice and tall. We can bring our feet together. We're gonna go through this full rotation one more time, and then we'll get into our seated flow. So back to the top are our quads. So finding something nearby for balance if needed, or if you're feeling great without any support. I'm your biggest fan. Starting with our quads, we'll focus on that right foot first. Right heel towards that right glute. Right knee pointed towards the floor, right hand is just holding that right foot. Standing nice and tall, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Ready, release the hand off the foot. Foot comes flat to the floor, switching sides, left heel, left glute. Left hands to that left foot. When you're ready, release that left hand off that left foot. Moving back to that right side for our hamstring stretch. You can take a step forward with that right foot. It can be heel to the floor, toes to the sky, or foot flat to the floor. When you're ready, hinge at the hips. Reach the arms down that right leg straight, left leg is bent. Bringing that torso nice and tall. Then stepping that right foot back on in. Left foot focus now, left foot steps forward. Heel to the floor, toes to the sky, or foot flat. Bend that right knee, straighten that left leg. Hinge forward, arms come down that left leg. When you're ready, bring that torso back upright. Left foot meets right foot. Getting into our chair pose. Again, first option, you can have your feet shoulder width apart. You can have your feet together, whatever suits you. Bending those knees, sinking the glutes back behind you as if there's a chair. Hands can be in a prayer position in front of the chest. Turn that torso to the right, drive that left elbow on the outside of that right thigh. Ready, stand nice and tall, torso comes back to center. Switching sides now. Go ahead and pretend to sit in that chair behind you, bend the knees. Twist that torso to the left. Drive that right elbow on the outside of that left thigh. And standing nice and tall, go ahead and come out of your chair pose. Next is our figure 4 on our right side. So stand nice and tall, toes point forward, left leg stays exactly where it's at, right knee gets brought in towards the chest. Go ahead and rotate to have that outside of right ankle rest above left knee. Start bending that left knee, making a figure 4 with our legs. Option, you can place your right hand just lightly kind of on the inside of that right knee, a little bit more above the knee, kind of on that inner thigh. And you can press that hand down. That just deepens the stretch on the outside. You don't have to, but that's always an option. Standing nice and tall, remove that right leg off that left leg. Switching sides. Left foot. Right foot is flat to the floor. That's our stability leg. Left knee gets brought in towards the chest. Rotate, have that left ankle rest above right knee. Start bending that right knee, making that figure 4 position. And left hand can get placed in that same kind of knee and inner thigh with that left hand. And when you're ready, standing nice and tall, remove that left leg off that right leg. Next, we have arm across the chest. Right arm reaches across the body toward that left wall. Left hand can reach somewhere on that right arm, wherever's comfortable. And gently pulls closer towards the body. We'll do a breath check, making sure we're inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Find your tempo. Release the hand off the right arm. Switching sides, left arm comes across the body towards that right wall. Right hand grabs anywhere along that left arm. When you're ready, go ahead, release the arms. You can wiggle them out by the sides of the body if needed. We have hands behind the tailbone, so go ahead and make your way with the hands behind the glutes. An option, interlace the fingers, have a hand hold a wrist, whatever's comfortable. When you're ready, puff that chest out in front, straighten those arms, raise those arms behind the body at a diagonal. Option, palms towards the body, palms away from the body, whatever feels best. Go ahead and release the arms, release the hands, let the arms come down by the sides of the body. Give a moment of transition. Nice inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Amazing. When you're ready, wide-legged forward fold. So feet wider than shoulder width apart, toes can point forward or at a diagonal towards either side. Next, inhale, exhale, reach down towards the floor or have the hands go along the tops of the legs. Finding your pace to pause, feeling that stretch in the back of the calves, knees, and thighs. If you'd like to add in, bring that left hip towards the left, right hip towards the right, staying in this position, just kind of going side to side. Feel free. When you're ready, bring that torso nice and tall. Bring those feet on and in. I am going to grab a sip of water before we get into our seated flow. All right. To start on our mats for our seated flow, we are going to be in a cat and cow position. So tabletop, wrists stacked underneath elbows, elbows stacked underneath shoulders, and your knees are stacked underneath your hips. Finding a good moment just to stay in this tabletop position, maybe wiggling the hips side to side. Maybe rocking back and forth. When you're ready, find a good stationary tabletop position. Getting into our cat and cow, drop that belly button low, down towards the floor, raise the forehead to the sky. Next breath pattern, tuck that chin to chest, bring that belly button to spine, arch that spine towards the sky. And repeat. Using your tempo with cat and cow. When you're ready, go ahead, return back to a neutral tabletop position. We're gonna do thread the needle on the right side. So staying exactly where you are, remove your hand and place your right arm in between the space of that left hand and left thigh. Go ahead and drop that right arm down towards the floor. Right shoulder will come down towards the floor and right side of the head will also follow. And you can always walk that left arm forward to straighten that arm if that feels comfortable, but we're just gonna hang out here. So find your breath pattern. Ready? Go ahead and come back to a tabletop position. Maybe adding some wiggles if needed. We're gonna switch our thread the needle to that left side now. So bring that left hand off the floor, space between right hand, right knee, left arm drops down towards the floor, left shoulder follows, and the side of the head also comes down. When you're ready, return back to that tabletop position. Wiggle side to side if needed, wiggle front and back if needed. From here, we're gonna get into a child's pose. So think about bringing the glutes down towards the heels, sinking back in, walking those hands away from the body, maybe to the short side of the mat. Bringing that torso closer towards the floor and letting that head rest on the floor as well. Here, come back to that tabletop position. We are going to move into a lying position on our back. So go ahead and make your way. Once you are lying with your back to the floor and your chest pointed towards the sky, go ahead and bring our feet flat to the floor and have those knees bent up. Knees pointed towards the sky now. And in our moment of transition, I just want us to think about pushing our spine fully flat towards the floor. So giving some love to that low back right now. Hands can rest wherever they feel comfortable. I have my hands resting down by the sides of my hips. Just taking some inhales, some exhales. Maybe if you have any tension anywhere, I just caught myself with some shoulder tension that I'm holding and I'm trying to release it. Let that body naturally sink in towards the floor. From here, when you're ready, I'm going to have us move our arms into a T-shaped position. You can have your palms face towards the sky. You can have your palms face towards the floor. So find what shoulder rotation you want in between those. When you're ready, we're going to bring our feet up off the floor. Keep those knees bent 90 degrees so your shins are parallel with the floor. And all we're focusing on doing is dropping both legs stacked together towards the left. And we're gonna keep the legs towards the left, add in some inhales, some exhales. Next inhale, bring those knees back to center. Then exhale, drop the knees to the right. Couple inhales and exhales. Knees back to center and repeat. You can always change the speed. To center and to the right. To center, and last rotation, drop the knees to the left. Knees back to center, and final drop to the right. Knees back to center, and then drop the feet flat to the floor. Knees pointed up towards the sky. And again, in our moment of transition, think about bringing that low spine flat to the floor. With a little bit support for the low back. From here, right leg is going to stay exactly where it's at. Left leg gets extended long away from the body. Left heel is resting on the floor, and those left toes are pointed towards the sky. Or you can have those toes angled, whatever feels comfortable. Right knee is going to get brought in towards the chest. Both hands wrap around that right shin. And we're going to give our right leg a nice big hug. So single line leg tuck. You're ready, release the hands off that shin. Let that right foot come back down towards the floor. Keep that right knee bent. Nice inhale and exhale here. Then when you're ready, slowly let that right leg come long to meet that left leg. So now both legs are long, away from the body. Inhale and exhale. When you're ready, left foot can get brought in, flat towards the floor. Left knee can get bent and pointed towards the sky. Another inhale and exhale. Then when you're ready, left knee gets brought in towards the chest. Both hands wrap around that left shin. Gently tuck that left knee in closer towards the chest. From here, release the hands off the shin. Bring that left foot flat to the floor, left knee pointing towards the sky. Right foot now meets left foot, so bring right foot flat, right knee pointed towards the sky. Inhale, exhale. And bring both knees on in towards the chest. Arms can wrap around the shins, giving your legs a nice big hug for our double leg tuck. Hands release. Let the feet come flat to the floor. Let the knees stay bent, pointed towards the sky. From here, I'm going to have my arms move into a T-shaped position. And I'm going to bring the bottoms of my feet together. And as I do so, my knees drop out towards either side. So essentially a lying butterfly position. Right now, I do have my heels closer towards my body. I'm just breathing through this. Ready, I'm slowly going to start pushing those feet away from the body. Finding a good spot that suits you. Keeping those feet flat and together. And letting the legs kind of go with the flow of gravity. I just caught myself holding some tension. I want to release tension and let my breath work come into play here. Ready, staying in this position, we're going to bring those heels closer towards the body. So if you need to move one foot first and then let the next foot follow, totally fine. I'm just going back into that first position we were at for our lying butterfly. Slowly start pushing those feet away from the body, finding a good spot to pause. Ready. You can bring both legs long away from the body. Feet do not have to touch anymore. I have my heels to the ground, my toes towards, kind of angled towards the wall. Arms can rest wherever they feel comfortable. If they're in the T, if they're down by the sides, if your hands are resting on your belly, whatever suits you. You can close your eyes if you'd like. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. Last breath together, inhale through the nose, fill that belly, fill that chest with air. Exhale, feel that release. Maybe feel the body sink in towards the floor. If you need more time for your cool down, take all the time you need. But we do want to thank you for joining us today on our deep stretch, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.